Hi, excuse me. I'm trying to. Okay, you take it to comment. Hi everyone, my name is Gary from MWC Education, and it is my pleasure to host this live session today again, as we are going to be discussing admission requirement or PhD, MRes program, MPhil, DBA, and for students who want to study in the UK from Nigeria. So we'll be highlighting the list of universities that can easily give you admission for PhD program or any of the program I've mentioned earlier. We'll talk about the fee, and at the same time, we'll also talk about the interview process, the CAS process, and the visa process. So this program is going to be all encompassing, and you're really going to find it useful. And in case you're just joining us, and it's very important to share it on all your platforms so that people who are highly interested in this will have opportunity to watch us live and ask all the questions. So today I'm together with me from NWC. He's a colleague, and I believe he will do justice to most of the questions I personally want to ask him, and at the same time, so most of our viewers will ask. So I want to use this opportunity to say hi to Abayomi and welcome to this program. Abayomi, good afternoon, and how are you today?
I'm fine. Good evening, sir. Thank you for having me on this live. I hope our viewers will be able to catch up one or two things on this live today. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you are highly welcome, and I believe this is your first time on this platform, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, you are welcome. So I quickly want us to talk about different programs apart from the normal touch program for masters. So want to dwell more about into research program like MRes, MPhil, PhD program. And we also like to talk briefly about our professional doctorate degree, which is DBA, and see how much we can explore on that too, because so many students have gotten in touch with us, showing great interest in going for some of those programs. So, is MRes, let me start with is MRes or any of this program I've mentioned different from the usual TOT program we used to?
Yes, thank you very much. The research masters, they call it research courses. The research courses has to do with it is not the conventional taught programs that people usually go to. This kind of program is usually research based, is an individual based course where you get to carry out a research you are most interested in a particular course in a particular field. It's just a kind of course that allows for specialization. It's the taught program. You attend class, you attend lectures, you write exam. The research program is not like this. You are attached to a supervisor or a team of supervisors to carry out a particular research, and then you give them what they want and how they usually want. So you choose a particular field, like I said, and then you go more into that. You buttress more on that point with the supervision of those teams that I've mentioned earlier.
Hmm. Okay, thanks so much for that clarification. For some reasons, some students have seen it from Nigeria that it's almost impossible to get a PhD admission into UK universities. Is that true?
No, that is not true. And the reason is this: the procedure normally to do PhD programs is not like the contemporary procedure for taught programs, because the PhD is not just an ordinary program. It is like 3 years program. Then if you wish to extend, maybe you're not able to finish conducting your program, you may wish to extend an additional year. And people usually don't want to go through that much stress, because we know since it is a research program, people just think, oh, why should I be carrying out research for 4 years? But it is not impossible. We have schools that are able and are available with wide range of courses.
Okay, so it means thank you for making that clear that it is not impossible for Nigerian students to get direct admission into PhD program from Nigeria. And for research program has become recently popular that so many students wants to apply for either MRes or an MPhil program. What is the possibility of getting admission to for Nigerian who are just coming from their first degree?
Okay, it is very possible to do research-based courses, especially from master's level to masters of philosophy, doctor of business administration, and the PhD program. So it all depends, like I said, on what they are interested in. So the procedure is very simple for most of the schools that we have here, that we are partners with. The, the, the minimum requirement is your 2-2 degree. If you have your 2-2 degree, you can do your masters of research. If you have something higher, if you have like a 2-1 or you have like a first class, you can choose to do the masters of philosophy, or if you have a background in business administration, maybe you have an MBA, or you have a 2-1 in business administration or business related courses, then you can divulge into the doctor of business administration. Same thing for PhD. If you have a 2-1 degree, you can apply directly to get a PhD in your choosing course or your choosing line of expertise.
Okay, so that's great. That's great. So, can you tell us the basic requirement for an MS program before we go to the PhD program?
All right. So basically, like I said, you would need your 2-1 or 2-2 if you're going for masters by research, your 2-2 minimum of 2-2. If you have a 2-1, you have a higher hand of getting offer quickly from the schools that we partner with. Then you would need the 2-1 for anything higher than the masters. That is the DBA, the PhD, the MPhil. And as we all know, the MPhil is a pathway to the PhD. So you will need your original BSc certificate, final original BSc certificate, not the statement of result. You will need your official transcript. You will need your resume. This resume must be very detailed. It must carry researches that you have done before. So it will carry, if you've not really done much researches that have been maybe locally or globally recognized, you should have it in your list. Okay, a list of research I've done, or you have one, maybe the one you undertook in your undergraduate, you have to list it out. You have to show that you have research skills, analytical skills, data interpretations, and what have you. It must be shown in your resume. You will need your statement of purpose. Your statement of purpose is the what will really define the trajectory that you want to digress into. So while writing your SOP, as we all know, the SOP must carry why the school, why the course. Now, this is very specific. Why the research itself? Why not the thought masters? You must show that you have interest in that particular field. You will need the data page of your international passport, of course. IELTS is not compulsory. IELTS is not compulsory. You need your WAEC minimum of C6 and your NECO minimum of C5. Some schools, quote me, some schools may take C6 for NECO as well, but it should not be as old as maybe 10 to 15 years old. It should be minimum of you need your if you don't have right, because of the mention that if you don't have as well as still goes to your passport for research.
Okay, I think the network is not stable, and at the same time, I believe Abayame will join us again. So, in case you're just joining us, we have been discussing admission requirement for an MS program. So while he was talking, the network got him disconnected, which I believe is still going to join us back anytime soon. Then we can continue with our discussion. Um, but in essence, what I can understand from what they have said so far is the fact that the requirement is the minimum requirement is you need to have a 2 your first degree, and at the same time, if you don't have two, you probably might have if you have a master's program, a master's certificate before, you can use that to apply for an MRes program. And at the same time, you need to write a personal statement that's general for admission. You need to write a research proposal. You need to get a transcript. You need to have your first degree result, of course, and you need to have a comprehensive CV and your WAEC on NECO. So in this case, you are not required to write an IELTS exam to apply and get admission for an MS program. So about me, welcome. I'm just trying to do a summary of what you've said earlier.
All right, thank you. Like I was saying before, the network glitch. Sorry about that. You'd if like just like what you had just said. If you don't have, maybe you have a third class. Unfortunately, you have a third class, but you had undertaken a higher degree. Like you can choose to tender that MSc degree certificate, and then you'd be also be requirement, then you may now choose to add up a higher degree to patch up your requirement. And trust me, if you have any other certifications that may help you, and this certification will come in handy when the course you had studied or you had undertaken in undergraduate program is not what you really want to go carry out a research in. Now, this is what I mean. If someone studied BSc Mass Communication, and you want to study BSc, should I say management? Yeah, they may relate somewhat, but you don't usually, it is not the same background. So if you have some certifications in management and what have you, you can patch it up to your applications, and it's really do you very good.
Okay. Thanks for that. Even though the network continues to disturb our fluent communication, but I can understand that you have figured out the admission requirement for that. So to be specific and notable is the fact that you don't need IELTS to get admission into your MRes program. You will just need your research proposal. You need your personal statement as you write for other course program and all your admission requirements. And I think you also need your international passport, a valid international passport for you to apply for admission into any UK university. So apart from that, how long does it take to get admission for an MS program?
Well, first off, depending on the school you are applying to, and depending on the course you are applying to, but usually you have a turnaround time of about 3 weeks. Um, to assign your appropriate supervisors to you. So they want to make sure that yes, this topic you have brought, is it researchable? Is it of interest to the university? Do we have supervisors that can undertake that supervision? So within 3 weeks, basically, you should be able to get your offer.
Okay, thank you. So, the aspect of the interview, I believe so many students don't want to face any panel before they get admission. Is it compulsory to undergo a kind of interview before an admission is given? Because I understand that in some thought programs, students
Okay,
can
the issue of
get admission
interview.
without interview.
Concerning interview, we've had rare cases of people who got unconditional offer without interview. Yeah, there are rare cases like that. And based on the experience, that is basically because their topic is straightforward, their proposal is well constructed, and on contacting one of the supervisors that the school may have, the person just said, "Yeah, this is good to go. Let's do it." So they don't need to do any interview for that. But when you have an interview, the interview is usually to discuss uh, what you want, the research you want to carry out. Basically, you must give them what they need to hear before they can now say, okay, yes, we can now go forward. I have a particular rare case student. He undertook an interview. They had to call him back to review the proposal again and again and again until he was given an offer. So that has been the situation. You will be interviewed, but if you are fortunate enough to have a research topic that is very captivating and they have the requisite resources and supervisory team to take on the supervision, you may not be called on for an interview. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So, should student be worried? Okay, I was asking, should student be worried if they are being scheduled for an interview?
No, 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 no. There's nothing to be worried about. At the agency, we before you get, but even by the time for you, uh, you will be trained on the likely questions and how to respond to them. There are ranges of interviews, ranging from school interview to credibility interview, and then the UKVI interview. But this particular one, we train you on how to answer the questions appropriately. So you have nothing to worry about. You have all the available resources to you in most of our social media and this. You can always revisit them, including this particular one we're making. And then will still train you, like I said. So you have nothing to worry about. In fact, the supervisory teams and the panels, they are mostly friendly people. They, in fact, because they want you to come, so they you always find it lenient and soft. You have a soft landing. Let me just put it that way.
Okay, so that's cool. Then for a PhD program, is there any different in terms of requirement with that of MS program you earlier mentioned?
Okay, no, there is no much difference. Now the difference is for an MRes program, depending on the school, quote me please, depending on the school, you don't require research proposal because you're just undertaking, no, should I say, a flexible kind of research under masters by research. But for the PhD, you must tender your research proposal. They want to see your research proposal. They want to see what you want to say because it's a higher, that is like the level 8, if I'm not wrong, level 8 in the UK. So you must show your intellect. What do you want to bring to the table? And then another difference is that the MRes, a minimum of 2.2 is required. While for the PhD, a minimum of 2.1 in your first degree is required. You don't even need to have a master's. You don't need to have master's degree. just have your BSc. Make sure it is a 2-1 or higher. If you have a first class, it's an added advantage.
Okay. So the PhD program is how many years program? MSc in how many years? What's the duration of the programs?